Hi guys, it's Tasha from Nine Lives here. We recently started this journey to understand more about pigmentation and what it actually is. So we recently asked you to send through your questions on our social media regarding anything pigmentation related. I'm sitting here today with Soleil, the Head Education Manager for Environ at the head office here in Cape Town. So we'll be asking these questions and learning more about pigmentation, and Soleil here will be helping me today.
Great, it's lovely to be here.
I think there's a general myth regarding what pigmentation actually is, what falls in under this category. So we recently went for our pigmentation analysis in Cape Town, which was just absolutely mind-blowing. I didn't realize that pigmentation was such a big part of our lives, and it turns out that my freckles are actually part of, like, a massive part of pigmentation. So I think if we could just start there and find out what pigmentation is and what causes it, then at least that'll sort of help clear some things up.
Fantastic. Well, the reality is that we're all exposed to the sun every day. It's a very difficult thing to avoid. And being exposed to the sun depletes that one very important molecule that we all need in the skin, which is vitamin A. And Dr. Des has taught us that vitamin A is that one molecule that is able to control how the skin works. And pigmentation is part of how the skin works. So if you start seeing dark marks and patches and discolorations in the skin, something in terms of how the skin works has gone wrong. And it can be traced back to the deficiency of vitamin A in the skin. So first and foremost, Environ is always going to teach about the importance of using vitamin A. Pigmentation forms in the skin due to a series of very complex steps that takes place one after the other. It's something that we can't control, they happen all automatically. And the biggest inducer of this process is being exposed to UV light, blue light as an example. But light exposure is the biggest factor. So being exposed to the sun is what we really need to be concerned about, especially here in Cape Town and in South Africa. The process works as follows. So the sun enters your skin, or the light enters your skin, I should say, and then that kickstarts a process. So your UV light enters the skin, and it's important to realize that UV light does not just come from the sun. What are some of the other examples? The screen from your laptop, the screen from the cell phone, all these great lights that we have around here today, these all emit light, and that enters into your skin and stimulates the process that we know as melanogenesis. So sun damage is just the result of that. And we all, at the end of the day, are going to show signs of sun damage because of the light that we're exposed to.
Using an SPF, even if it's a low SPF like an SPF 10 or an SPF 20, would this influence pigmentation as well, or is that basically just sun damage that we're experiencing there?
Well, any damage from light is going to influence pigmentation. So whether it's your computer screen or the sun, they are both going to result in the same process taking place in the skin. Lower SPF is definitely something that we advise. In fact, Environ will never tell you to use a high level of SPF. Our philosophy is using a lower SPF, and we always combine it with antioxidants. It's very important to make sure that your sunscreen protects you from UVB as well as UVA rays, so what we would call a broad spectrum sunscreen. You want to be absolutely sure that your sunscreen covers the entire light spectrum, which is where the broad spectrum is very important. And then we also have lights like your visible light spectrum, your blue light, your red lights, and antioxidants, especially things like beta carotene, are very important to have in your sunscreen to help protect against the damage from those types of lights. So you want a sunscreen that's going to protect across the entire spectrum, and that's really important.